Imagine a civilization so ancient, so refined, that its wisdom was woven not into books, but into geometry, ritual, and vibration. A world where knowledge wasn't written, it was remembered, where the unseen dictated the seen, and the invisible threads of meaning connected every event, every thought, every breath. This world was Atlantis, not just a myth, but a memory. And from that memory, something survived. Not temples, not machines, but a pattern, a signal, something we now call synchronicity. As the golden sun rises over a sacred city of crystal towers and glowing canals, we're reminded that time is not linear, it spirals. That's what Plato hinted at. That's what the priests of Sais whispered, that everything that was will be again. Synchronicity is the fingerprint of that eternal cycle, a clue left behind by something greater than logic, a whisper from a consciousness older than our stars. And while today we brush it off as coincidence, the Atlanteans lived by it. They decoded it. They aligned their lives with it. The concept of synchronicity isn't modern. It's not Jung's invention. It's older, much older. In the Atlantean worldview, reality wasn't separated into cause and effect, it was woven into symbolic echoes. When a bird flew over the temple at dawn, it wasn't just flying, it was signaling. When two strangers met in a garden, it wasn't chance, it was design. Their society believed that everything, from falling leaves to whispered dreams, had meaning, and that meaning could be read, interpreted, even harnessed. But why does this matter today? Because synchronicity is still alive. It didn't die with the temples. It lives in our daily lives, in the numbers you keep seeing, the name that keeps returning, the dream that feels like a memory. These aren't glitches, they're patterns, clues. And those who learn to see them awaken something dormant, something Atlantean. This video isn't just a history lesson, it's an initiation, a way back into a worldview we once had and lost. Over the next minutes, you'll be guided through the forgotten technology of synchronicity. Not machines, not devices, but perception, awareness, geometry of thought. And as you listen, and remember, don't just take in the words, look around. Because if you're here, this isn't random. The Atlanteans didn't just observe synchronicity, they mapped it. Their temples weren't just places of worship, they were blueprints of cosmic order. Every pillar aligned with a star, every hall echoed with ratios. They believed reality was a living equation and symbols were its language. To walk through an Atlantean city was to walk through a diagram of the divine. Each curve and corridor meant to resonate with the patterns of the universe. Geometry wasn't for aesthetics, it was for resonance. Their sacred architecture amplified thought, just as sound vibrates through a chamber. Their symbols weren't decorations, they were anchors, interfaces between mind and matter. When you stood beneath the central dome, your thoughts aligned, your emotions harmonized. You became part of a larger circuit, one designed not by engineers, but by initiates. And synchronicity? It was the feedback, a mirror. When your inner geometry matched the outer structure, reality responded, events aligned, people appeared, doors opened. Not from luck, but from resonance. Like tuning forks, the Atlanteans believed our minds could vibrate in harmony with the greater pattern. And when they did, the universe sang back. Even today, remnants of that understanding remain. Cathedrals, mandalas, crop circles. They whisper the same truth, that shape carries meaning, that angles hold memory, that geometry is the oldest language, and perhaps the only one the cosmos still speaks fluently. So when you see patterns in your life, repeated numbers, strange coincidences, dreams that spill into waking life, ask yourself, what frequency am I resonating with? What structure am I reflecting? Because the Atlanteans knew the world doesn't just speak to you, it sings with you when you remember how to listen. In our modern world, synchronicity is seen as a quirk, an odd moment where chance feels meaningful. But what if it's more? What if it's the last surviving transmission from a forgotten frequency, a living echo of Atlantean consciousness that still ripples through time, waiting for someone to feel it again, to decode it? You felt it, the call, the name you keep hearing, the number you always glance at, the dream that seems to bleed into waking life. And the more you notice it, the more it happens. This isn't your mind playing tricks, it's your perception recalibrating. It's resonance, reawakening. The Atlanteans believed this was how the soul remembered itself, that each synchronicity was a breadcrumb leading you back to your blueprint, your sacred geometry. So how do you begin? Not through logic, through noticing, through stillness, through allowing symbols to speak before you silence them with reason. Light a candle, meditate with a sigil, walk a labyrinth, or draw one in your journal. Begin to listen to your life as if it were a sacred text written just for you. Because it is. Every repetition, every pattern, every sign is part of your language of return. Start a synchronicity journal. Each time something aligns, a thought and a phone call, a symbol and a dream, a name and a message, write it. Don't explain it, observe it. Let it accumulate like runes on a temple wall. Over time, you'll start to see your unique signature, your path of remembering. This isn't superstition. It's architecture. It's neural geometry reactivating. You were meant to remember how to read reality, not with analysis, but with presence. That's what Atlantean initiation was all about. Not external magic, internal alignment. Once your energy matched the rhythm of the cosmos responded. And it still does. You are not random. Your life is not chaos. Synchronicity is the proof. What the Atlanteans encoded in stone, ritual, and myth still lives in your bones, still pulses beneath your breath. And the more you listen, the louder it becomes. This isn't the end of a video. This is the beginning of your remembering. So now ask yourself, when was the last time the universe spoke and you truly listened?